dummy plugged in?
Hold
You
on,
know,
hold
the
on, hold
thing
on. I'm turning our mics up. We're going live with this. This is entertaining. This is a good way to start the show. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Spoiled for Choice.
I don't think they can see me. Oh, it's just entertaining. They can't even see me.
Well, because they're gonna see you scrambling about for your camera. Plus, we give them a dedicated 8 o'clock. I'm trying to make sure that from here on out, we're dedicated. We're starting at 9, or we're starting at 8 p.m. We're running till 9 p.m. unless we feel like going over.
We're starting at 9 p.m.
No.
So we start at 9 p.m. today? No.
Well, I mean, different time zones.
Whoever had this, whoever was playing with this, you know what they put the auto time off to?
15 seconds.
10 seconds inactive.
Dang, I was
30
close.
seconds inactive.
I was so close.
Okay. It's me.
Well, it's your computer screen.
Oh, it's you. It's you.
Yeah, it's me, technically.
Let's put the face tracking on so it can bother you.
No, man, turn off the. It's so unprofessional to have your face trapped. Plus, it's a little framey. You don't want to be framey.
Oh, you don't like my face framed? It looks like I'm just in the middle of a grotto now. Yeah.
Just a little choppy.
Is anybody on yet? I haven't even been able to
I
get
believe
this
someone
far
is
yet.
in the chat. Hold on, let me go into the mod thing. They're
There's
just
so many pens and pencils over here.
they're watching as we turn our technical difficulties into content. Mod view.
And guess what? I did all this already having a headache. Wow.
Oh, you have a headache? What's wrong with you, buddy?
Prizes on prizes on prizes. I don't know. It seems like every time I talk to you now, I get a headache.
That's cold, bro.
What?
So I see the user Not a Mr. Beast contest. So he's hanging out. What's up, Mr. Not a Mr. Beast contest? How are you today? Glad you could. I don't think we've ever seen. Huh?
Did they send something in the messages? Because I just like that. I didn't see the message.
No, I'm just in the mod view. I've never seen your name here before, so I'm just gonna assume you're new here. Sorry, your first time experiencing us is literally technical difficulties, but welcome to Spoiled for Choice. We're glad to have you here.
For preface, I bought a part for my camera, and that apparently fried the whole circuit board. So, realistically, it's my fault. But realistically, I didn't know that would happen, because they said, quote, guaranteed, satisfaction guaranteed, it'll work. I was not satisfied at all.
Yeah.
It cost me $400, and they're like, oh, we'll give you your $20 back. Thanks, appreciate it.
And that's when he got played. Whoops.
It's $20 is gonna go a long way to fix this problem.
Yeah.
But I've got it now, and that's what matters.
That's true. It's just kind of a roundabout way of saying he bought a part to optimize this podcast experience, so that he could have his DSLR rocking and rolling, and then the part he needed.
It optimized right into it.
Yeah, the part he got to optimize his DSLR, broke his DSLR, and boy, what a journey that was.
Tim, I have a question. Is my sticker? I just looked at my messages to you. Is my sticker still in your room? Because if you throw away my sticker, I'll be angry.
It's somewhere. From when we ate that hot sauce. You want to tell them about when we ate that hot sauce?
We ate some hot sauce. Where is my sticker?
I don't know, man. That's for casual conversation. This is the podcast.
Casual conversation. Where and is and my sticker? Is this slightly better? No, this is slightly worse.
It's a little bit better. You're still a little framey. I don't know why, but this episode is the technical difficulty episode. Apparently,
I can't find a level surface anywhere in this room. But don't you think this is a lot better? It looks like somebody's taking an action shot of me at any given moment.
It also looks like. Hold on. It also looks like at any second you could start hyperventilating. Oh, that's not cool.
What?
I found your sticker.
Did you? What did you do to it?
Nothing. I didn't do anything. It does look Like something has happened, but I am not that something.
If you've broken my sticker, you
No, it's
have to
here.
get
Hold
me
on, I'll
another
show
one.
you. I mean, it's got a little character now. See, you can't even tell with these bright lights.
Oh, is it all wrinkled up?
Hold on, maybe I can. Oh,
Well, if he's just wrinkled, that's fine, because it'll stick smooth.
yeah, he's a little wrinkled and crinkled. Uh, so not a Mr. Beast contest has no clue why we even have that, and that's your fault.
I mean, if he's still here, I'll tell him the full story. I didn't know if he was sticking around for it. He hasn't put anything in the chat.
Well,
I
yeah,
thought he was
I refreshed the user panel.
dedicated fan.
Yeah, I mean,
Nice to meet you. Glad you're still here.
probably just a listener. Probably listening in your car. If you're listening in your car, or just lounging about.
If you're listening in your car, let us know when you get wherever you're going or something, because that'd be a wild shot for Tim to just be like, well, he's in his car. He's in the 1963 Suzuki. Yeah, that seems right.
He's in a Bel Air, dude. Balling, profiling, bro.
Balling style. Anywho, uh, I'm actually gonna bring this out a little bit.
And
so
a
it doesn't
classic
look like
Coupe
I'm
de
completely-
Ville.
Doesn't look like I'm completely crazy. Anyway, so me and my colleague here, my associate, we went to try some hot nuts. We had some hot nuts given to us.
Context.
Somebody gave us their hot nuts. And so before we tried them, we did a little preliminary round by going to the hot sauce store
The
in
Pepper Palace.
Jackson, Mississippi. Yeah, the PP. We went and tried some PP before the hot nuts. We had PP before the hot nuts. And in our quest of the PP, we tried just about every flavor there. And the guy was like, "Hey, well, we got this one back here, the black label, whatever it was, the reserve. What's it called, Tim?
It was
I can't think.
I mean, it was just their specialty item. Like, it was the one
Yeah,
they
it's
make.
like is it the one that they made? I thought it was like the number 9, whatever. I don't know.
There was something. It was
It was
supposed to
one
be
of the-
like
it was
50 billion Scovilles, but it was gentle
it's
at
one of the-
best.
It was one of the more known sauces. I can't think which one it is. Look up Pepper Palace. They have 2 special sauces you have to sign for. We got the black one. There's like a greenish yellow one or something that's scorpion flavored, but whatever. I don't really care about the scorpion pepper. It's not anything special to me.
It's not in our to-do list anymore.
Yeah, we're a Reaper ghost house. If you're not Reaper or ghosts, get out.
Or that one that
I'm
was
just kidding.
the one that was in the
I
nuts.
really like habanero.
What is it called? It's called like the brain, like stir brain or brain scramble, something like that.
The brain drain, the 9-pot brain drain.
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know if there's I guess that's like a species called like 9-pot or something like that, because there's like 2 or 3 different types of 9-pot. But anyway, so we tried all the sauces there, and then he gave us the special black sauce, and we tried it, and it was warm. I mean, I'm not gonna be like, oh, it was nothing. It was a child could take this in its
No,
mouth.
it was one. It would hospitalize a child for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it would probably hospitalize any old person too. Like it hits both ends of the spectrum.
It would kill Grandpa.
But
No question.
point being, it was really warm for quite some time. Neither of us cried, I don't think. Did you cry, Tim?
No, I think we both got a little bit of moisture, but like neither of us got like the hiccups. We didn't suffer later.
I feel like I got a little bit of eye water, maybe a little bit of nose water, but it wasn't like it usually is. Like whenever I try something really hot, my nose usually just starts pouring.
Nah, it was
The
just a little
sinuses
bit of
get-
moisture in the eyes.
Yeah.
Nothing too bad. You weren't dribbling or nothing.
But it was genuinely pretty hot. Anyways, the guy comes out after we've already left, and he just looks out and he's like scouting both directions. Looks like he's forgotten something. Looks like he's out to kill somebody or something. He looks like he has purpose on his mind.
He did
Anyway.
hit the door hard. Like we were outside getting some cold air, and dude just
And he
bangaranged
just
right out
walked
the
over
door.
and said, "Hey, I didn't give you these stickers." And we're like, okay. And he was like, "No, if you try the sauce, you get a sticker to prove that you've had the sauce." So that's why I'm upset that Tim still has my sticker, because I need to put it somewhere, like on my hat, or maybe on some piece of item that I carry every day, so people will know. People will respect.
You did
I
earn
have
that.
the sauce.
You earned.
And I didn't. We didn't even do it for the sticker. I mean, I probably would have tried the other one to get a second sticker, but they closed right after we both tried it. They had a lunch break.
That's true.
Because I would have stayed and got every sticker they have. I'd be like, hit me.
That was more fun than anything, though. It was just kind of goofing
Yeah, it
around,
was
having a
pretty fun.
good old time.
Now the Death Note was less fun, but we'll learn more about that later, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, we can die. I mean, we've already. This is a very abstract episode for us as it is. We can roll on it if you want.
I mean, we can talk about doing it. So, I have a
Can I sidetrack you to the source of the issue first?
Sure. I'm gonna turn my light down a little bit.
Yeah, turn your light down. So first of all, Mr. Not a Mr. Beast contest. I think it's important for you to know tonight's episode was supposed to be about mythological creatures, folklore, like the origin of like fairies and that kind of stuff, and what they are versus what we've done to them to make them marketable. So that's what you're supposed to come into today, which is a compelling topic. But the first like 10 minutes.
I came up. That was my topic.
Yeah, that was his topic. I'm not discrediting you, bud. And that'll probably be next week's topic because I do want to build on that because there's like Brothers Grimm stories I want to talk about, like tons of stuff.
And you didn't do it because you think you can improve upon mine. You think that my idea is bad now. That's what we're saying. Okay, I didn't realize that.
No, I just want to make sure. I want to dive in full force, man. I just think
Dragon Force.
Yeah, Dragon Force through the fire and flames.
Okay.
You know, when you brought it up, it was just such a good topic because I do feel like these creatures are like way more terrifying and daunting and like mischievous than what we've marketed them to be, and I think that's a good topic to talk about. But this is this week's episode, I guess, just a ramble. So Noah, I have a question for you, and I'm gonna pull us back to point here.
You said we're gonna ramble for an hour, and then you said, well, "Let me just pull us back to point." What is the point?
The point of the ramble. The ramble source.
Okay, so what's the theme of this episode then?
Rambling.
Because I was under the anticipation of doing mythical creatures, but I feel like you don't read about mythical creatures as much as me and wanted more time to prepare.
Well, look, we can bigger about it if we want. I mean, we can even get into it, but I want to talk about this pepper stuff real quick.
Okay, well, let's get into the pepper stuff.
I mean, to be fair, we probably won't get an hour's worth of pepper content, so we can get into the fairy tale stuff. But no, hey.
You think I can't talk about peppers for an hour? I took a whole botany class, a whole one.
You are a garden boy. All right, so I have a question.
Well, if you count ecology, I did technically take four gardening classes.
All right, I'm diving into my question now.
I'm just gonna start talking.
Yeah, I'm just gonna dive into my question. Noah, why do you think that we have such an infatuate? Like, why do you like spicy food? What do you think the general appeal to it is versus what your attraction to it is? If yours is different. Also, what's poppin', Johnny? Good to see you. I'm glad you made it.
I know I can talk about peppers for a few hours.
That's what he said.
Johnny is quoting what I said because who can't talk about peppers for hours?
Well, he's also a garden boy.
So, Timothy, I'll answer your question.
Don't ever use my slave name. What's wrong with you?
I was using your Christian name, the one that you were baptized with.
Twice.
Anyways, so, you're baptized twice under the name Timothy?
Yeah.
Timothy.
I did get baptized twice. Once because I wasn't healed hard enough, and then the second time because I love a good sequel, baby.
I feel like you don't understand the nomenclature of what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you're a baby in the Catholic Church.
I'm not Catholic.
Sprinkled on, like, yeah. So that's why a Christian name is from the Catholic Church. It's not your good old Southern Baptist Power Duncan. It's something else entirely.
All right, well, I'm not Catholic. Also, what is parosmia? John says, spicy foods is about all I can taste now because of my parosmia. John.
You don't know that?
Well, I got Google pulled up in our browser tab.
But no, so think of insomnia. So what
Hold
does
on, I'm on it.
insomnia mean?
Oh, are you asking me as if I know right off the top of my head?
No, like,
Hold on, hold
what
on. I got you.
insomnia?
Let me just recount my memory real quick.
What is
I'm
insomnia?
thinking. I'm thinking.
Tell me what insomnia is.
No, I know.
Insomnia.
I know.
There's a famous brand of cookies called Insomnia cookies. Do you know why they're called Insomnia cookies?
Shut up. I know what parosmia is. I'm recounting my excellent
So
memory.
they're open late at night. Insomnia cookies is because insomnia means you can't sleep. So therefore their theory is that you would go get some cookies in the middle of the night. Which if you think I'm putting on pants and leaving my house at 3 a.m. to get a cookie, you're crazy. I'm gonna eat whatever's in my house. Like literally, I'll start chewing on a leather boot if I have to. If I wake up at 3 a.m. and I'm hungry. Anyways, so parosmia has that same suffix. It means the inability. Inso is to sleep. Insomnia, you can't sleep. Parosmia is the inability to smell or taste. It means your olfactory senses are all goofed up. Which some people don't have the ability to taste or smell, which is really bizarre to me.
You made that as nerdy as possible, and now I'm miserable about it.
Oh, it's about to get even more nerdy because we're going to talk about why peppers are spicy. So, why do you think that peppers are spicy?
Yeah, I could be 150% correct, and you're still gonna say I'm wrong in some caliber. So you just go ahead and tell me.
No, I'm not gonna belittle you, Tim. We wouldn't get anywhere. What do you think is the part of a pepper that makes it spicy? Obviously, there's the skin of it, there's the meat of it, and there's the seeds of it. The seeds are the spiciest. There's some in the meat, and then the flesh usually isn't very spicy, but it usually still has a little bit of a kick.
That's capsaicin, baby. That's the oil that lies within the pepper. It's
Yeah,
like,
or as the Koreans say, capsaicin or whatever. It's very similar because I had a bottle of raw capsaicin. Raw capsaicin isn't the same as chemical capsaicin. That's the colorless, odorless, oil-like compound in a fruit or plant. Um, so pure capsaicin, refined capsaicin is crystal clear. I think you can buy it at Bass Pro Shop. Did you know that?
no, I don't frequent the Bass Pro
It's
Shop.
obviously watered down. It's not pure capsaicin by itself, but they sell a crystal clear hot sauce at Bass Pro Shop, and that baffled me. I was like, why? I don't get why you would even need to do that. It's
Me
just
neither.
no. I feel like that'd be good for a couple pranks though, or something. It's crystal clear hot sauce.
Here's your
You
water.
could, yeah.
Your water.
But really, it's fire. So there's actually two things that happen whenever your body comes into contact with capsaicin. Do you know what happens when your body comes into contact with capsaicin?
Ouch. And also, that's
Exactly.
spicy.
Johnny said, whenever it comes into contact with your skin, uh, it grows hair on your balls.
Immediately.
As
Instantaneously.
yeah, as Johnny said, his grandpappy says, and that is true.
His old
They've
grandpappy.
tested that. So obviously, the first reaction you're going to notice is the heat. All peppers are hot, right? And
No.
that's def, definition of capsaicin. So it makes something hot. A pepper, you think of a pepper as a spicy pepper. But what's weird is it actually activates two different receptors, which is why if it gets on your lips or it gets on your arm or something like that, you can sometimes feel heat, which is the same receptor, but it also hurts. It activates your pain receptors. Which do you know why peppers naturally have that chemical in them?
To keep other animals from eating them.
Yeah, well, it's a defense mechanism. It's like, oh, well, if I make this a miserable experience, you won't even try it. You won't even try to eat me. Um, and then the problem with that is, of course, then the peppers will fall directly down, and then it'll cause the plants that grow off of a pepper plant to not spread its seeds. So actually, it's targeted towards plants, or the plants are targeted towards animals that can't taste heat. So only certain animals can spread the seeds of a pepper plant, which is pretty cool in my opinion. And then, as Johnny has properly said, and as humans, we saw that as a challenge.
You
We
can't
thought,
stop me.
oh,
I'll eat whatever I want.
you think this is bad for me? And the peppers are like, yeah, like you're not supposed to do this. And we're like, we're gonna breed you.
So
We're gonna take
why?
you. We're gonna
What do
match
you? What do you think is the attraction? Because It's very clear at this point that you and I have an attraction to like obscenely hot, sour, whatever may come. We like the extremes of food, or taste
So
rather, to be specific. Why is that?
there's there's two different approaches to really look at this. The first one is, of course, process of elimination. So, do you like extremely sweet foods?
Not particularly.
Do you like extremely bitter food?
Eh, depends.
I don't really like bitter foods at all. Um, do you like salty foods, like really salty foods?
There's a limit.
Yeah. And so then what about really savory foods?
I'm into savory. It kind of depends on
Yeah,
like.
so uh, typically people have to decide for themselves which flavors they like, obviously. And so spicy isn't technically a flavor, but it's part of the eating experience. So you can kind of put it in with that wheelhouse of things, just like salty is kind of not necessarily a taste. It's an experience. It dries out your tongue sometimes. There's other components to something being salty than just the taste. And so to go with that, uh, people that don't like things that are overly sweet, obviously their favorite food can't be, ice cream, or it can't be cotton candy or something like that. So that means you would like other flavors more. So simply, it's the most pleasurable experience, even though it is pain. You like warmth more than you like the the dryness of salty, or the sweetness. And sometimes sweetness also hurts your teeth. So I don't really like a lot of sugar because of that, because it affects the enamel on your teeth. So it could be just process of elimination. Like this experience is by far not the worst. Um, and then Johnny is you got some purple reapers. I do love a good. I like a reaper, but yeah, I like any plant that grows purple. Apparently, they typically are higher in antioxidants and other things like that. I don't know that that's true. I literally heard someone talking about that today, that they plant red cabbage
So
and purple potato, purple carrots, because
I'm
they
glad.
they,
I'm glad
or
that
they have.
you say that. Not the antioxidant part.
I'm
The
glad that you say that. I don't care about antioxidants. I could have as many oxidants as I want.
Yeah, no. The fact that you said you like the Carolina Reaper, because I agree with that heavily. I believe the flavor, and we have to separate flavor from spice level. The flavor of
Now,
the Carolina Reaper is nice. Like it's a good
it's
smokiness.
it's important to note that there is a big difference. Like a habanero, I really like because it's a nice fruity flavor.
Yeah,
The Carolina Reaper I like because it's smoky, got a nice taste to it. There are some peppers that just taste bad. Like, it's one thing to want a spicy pepper, but it has to have some kind of taste to it.
that's true.
Like I'll eat a cayenne by itself. Like if it tastes good, I'll eat it. It doesn't matter to me. But some of these peppers just they're gross.
Yeah, like
John,
jalapeno.
don't say that. He said he doesn't like the taste of a ghost pepper.
I could take it or leave
Now,
it.
John, have you ever cut it into thin strips? You got to cut it into thin strips, mix it into ground beef, and then grill it. Because me and Casey and Adam love that. We thought that was great.
So
It's really tasty. It soaks the spice into the meat, which spreads it out.
you're
You really want to spread out the flavor.
you're gonna really you you're gonna identify what we're talking about, especially if you're not a spice person, not a Mr. Beast contest. If you're not a spice person, your more mild peppers are gonna be where you identify this the most. Like a jalapeno. A raw jalapeno is good. That's a good taste. However, Serrano, to me,
Those are like a bell pepper. They got a crisp snap and a little bit of bitterness. Those do go pretty well with a lot of food.
Serrano's not good to me unless it's cooked with something. Like you have to pair it with something. It's not a good flavor on its own.
That's kind of like habanero, but that would involve the spice. Like I like a habanero, but I'm not just gonna eat a raw habanero. I'm gonna mix it with some kind of fruit because
Yeah.
it has a fruity taste. It mixes well with blueberries, peaches, pineapples, mangoes, anything like that. That's why you always see mango habaneros, two orange fruits, and they mix well together.
Next time we make a not podcast video for the Spoiled for Choice YouTube channel, We should go on a quest to make the perfect mango habanero.
I mean, we could. I've considered it many a time, but your other colleague was very fixated on his brand of hot sauce that he was making for himself. So I
No,
got
I'm
turned down
not.
on
This
that as
doesn't
well.
have to be a sauce. I'm talking like a non-food oriented mango habanero experience that is just perfect.
How's it not food oriented? What?
Like not like a
I don't.
mango habanero burger or like flavored spices, whatever have you. You take mango and habanero
Yeah.
and then whatever in
Hmm.
between to make it something new. Like me, what I think would be really good, and this is my idea, dibs right now, a mango habanero smoothie.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I've actually been thinking about different peppers that you could actually use to make ice cream with, because I feel like there's a lot of subtle heat that's in peppers that could be used well on ice cream. I could be entirely wrong on that, and feel free to tell me that. But
Johnny is going to
I've also
sponsor
heard,
our mango habanero video.
well, I want some fresh hobbies. They don't taste as good if you buy them from the grocery store, but everybody will tell you that anyways. That's just what people say. Um, I didn't know that apparently potatoes taste different whenever you buy them from a grocery store. I mean, obviously, it's
Raw
potatoes.
taters?
So that much. Yeah, but I was reading something today about if you plant potatoes, they have a much different taste when you if you because you take it out of the garden, you can cook
That's
it that
true.
day, and it's a lot more fresh. And potatoes have a shelf life of 4 months, but typically, whenever you buy one from a grocery store, it only lasts for 2 to 4 weeks, which means that it already is 2 or 3 months old.
So,
So basically, what you buy from a grocery store is an old potato.
from my experience, I don't misunderstand. I ain't been eating the fresh taters since childhood, but I have had fresh out the ground potatoes a few times in my life. And from what I can tell you
Yeah,
is they cook cleaner. Like you know how when you boil a potato, if you
cook.
boil it for a touch too long, it just begins to fall apart.
Yeah, you
Uh,
get mashed potatoes when you're trying to make boiled taters.
yeah. Um, Also, and this is gonna sound weird. I'm talking about russet potatoes, by the way, not red potatoes. I'm talking about normal russet potatoes. They're much creamier
But
when you cook them. Like they're not as piecey as what you would get from a
they're
grocery
not as
store.
politically correct. They make radical statements.
Yeah, well, not piecey, but piecey. You know what I'm saying? We're saying two
Yeah,
totally
like
different
Reese's
words.
Pieces.
They don't even sound alike. Uh, I don't know, man.
Anyways,
Potato's a potato, right? Like the flavor's not much different.
yep.
It's more a texture
We
thing.
well, that's why I was a little bit confused when this guy was talking. He made like a 30-minute video about it, and I was like, I don't know anybody that's like, yeah, when I make my mashed potatoes, I really am concerned about the freshness of the potato. I think most people care about a lot of the other ingredients that go into it.
I mean,
But
I could, huh. I couldn't even be bothered to care that much about it. It's a potato, right? Like you're gonna do
you know, it's
one
already a
of,
side dish.
yeah, you're
It's
gonna
already
do
off
like
the
one of five
side.
things with it, and then it's just gonna be what it is.
And yes, I do believe it's a cardinal sin to eat a potato as a meal.
Well, I mean, it's just a starch, right? Like, I mean, there's nutritional value, but there's also not any
Well,
nutritional value.
like if you're about to go work outside on a hot roof all day or something like that, something where you're burning a ton of calories, sure, go for it. But you're not gonna get a whole lot of nutritional value from that. Now, if you eat kale, I'm just kidding.
Oh, God.
If you eat a superfruit, a superfood like
Yep.
kale or kohlrabi,
I don't even know what kohlrabi is. Sounds
it's
too close to
basically
colon.
it's basically if a piece of lettuce had an affair with an onion. You can give it a Google. That's literally even what it looks like.
No, thank you. I'm all right. It's definitely not
I
a food
planted
for
some
thought.
purple kohlrabi a few weeks ago, though. So,
What is this?
if you want to taste some, I should have some.
Noah, you have a comment specifically for you in the chat. Now, while he's reading that, and I'm sure he'll relay it back to me once he's done reading it
Hey, so now me and Ja have talked
instantly.
about this in the past. Of a striped pepper. There's a pepper that allegedly grows striped, which I mean, it's a concerning thing genetically, anyways, because like a spotted or stained tulip used to be worth like $1 million in colonial America because they're so hard to just attain in general. Like stripedness isn't natural in a lot of plants. Um, there are some plants that naturally do grow stripes as a less common variant. I have 2 or 3 striped plants in my greenhouse right now. So if these generally grow striped, that would be really cool. So I'm pretty excited for Ja on his journey to grow the Sugar Rush stripy pepper, which are apparently pretty sweet and spicy, which would kind of fit in the vein of a habanero, which means that we could make
Use
you could
sweet
easily
cream.
make like a well, you can make a sorbet or something like that, like something that's fruit heavy, or you can make like a classic ice cream that's like heavy vanilla that kind of covers up some of that smokiness of a pepper, but you carry on that sweetness and that spiciness. I do feel like you could easily make like a cinnamon ice cream as well. I feel like you can't make a dry cinnamon ice cream that's just weird. I feel like if you added in some peppers or something, you could go somewhere with that. So,
So he takes these Sugar Rush stripy peppers and
hmm
he makes a vanilla base, and he's got his spicy vanilla ice cream, right? But he's not
yeah,
done. He's not done. He hasn't started the freezing process yet. It's just cream and ingredients right now. Right
hmm
before he throws it in the freezer mixer, icer, creamer, he
I feel
throws
like you don't know ice cream for some reason.
a fistful of muddled mint leaves in there. Imagine the sensation of biting into an ice cream that has natural menthol in it, heat, and cream. Your body wouldn't know what to do with that. Am I meant to be refreshed, burned alive, or just pleasantly surprised?
I feel like you're overlooking a significant fact here, Timmy. If you were going to make one with mint, you're obviously going to have to do a chocolate pepper, one of the browner ones, and cut it up into small pieces.
No, thank
Kind
you.
of like it would kind of yeah. So like a you could get. I think there's a chocolate cayenne. You don't want it to be too spicy because again it is minty, and so I feel like you could make a mint chocolate ice cream because sometimes you can get that mint to go a little place and then it gets piggybacked by like cayenne or something like that. But I feel like a lot of people don't like to mix mint and peppers. It's a dangerous combo.
I don't like to
Uh, but,
mix mint and chocolate.
but yeah, but you're wrong. Think about that when you go to sleep tonight because your whole life's been a mistake.
I'm just saying,
Anyways,
man. It's
if you're
gross.
gonna say that it tastes like toothpaste, then you need to get better toothpaste. Why does your toothpaste have chocolate in it? Why does your toothpaste got milk
No,
and cream in there?
I've
That's
never,
crazy.
I've never thought the toothpaste argument. To me, that's the same argument as people who say cilantro tastes like soap. It tastes bad, but I'm not. I don't frequently bite
Yeah,
into my Irish Spring. So
yep. I was like, I feel like most soaps taste completely different. Like,
also
I'm not
don't
gonna
use Irish
taste
Spring.
different.
That leaves that waxy stuff on your skin. Use a better soap. We need to start taking care of ourselves in 2022, man. Use better beard
It
shampoo, better soap, shampoo and conditioner, and beard conditioner.
now
We need to start taking care of
I
ourselves.
don't. I've never liked Irish Spring. I'm gonna be honest with you. That has nothing to do with peppers. It's just a personal hatred for A. I don't like the way it smells. B. It makes you feel all waxy. I mean, you're right. It
Exactly.
leaves like a residue. It's hard to wash off. Um, and yeah, I just don't like anything about that. I always use something that's a liquid base, which I don't know if that's better or worse for you than a solid bar of soap.
No, it's
Obviously,
not.
there's
I mean, contrary to popular or recently popular belief, you can still use liquid soap. I use Harry's. It's like
um.
it's not even that expensive, but it smells incredible, and I actually feel clean after I use it.
I usually use anything that has charcoal in it, or
It's good
I've
for your skin.
sometimes used a sugar scrub or something like that. I just like
Hey,
the way it scratches at your skin. Um, it just makes me feel a little bit more clean because I know that I'm sometimes very dirty.
grave before
Um,
shave. Nice.
oh, that's cool. I've never heard of it, Jot. You'll have to hook us up on it. Anyways, yeah. But since your sinuses are all goofed up, mint could actually still have a pretty potent taste because it's similar to heat in that it affects your whole mouth, not just your taste buds. So it could
Yeah,
still get in
mint
your
affects
sinuses
the
and
sinus
stuff.
cavities.
Yeah, it's like it could still be a pretty pleasant experience. Uh, So like a pepper mixed with a mint would affect like basically your whole face because you
Oh,
get the
bro.
sinus effect from mint, you get the whole tongue and jaw effect from pepper. I mean, it'd go a long way.
Here's what you do, bro.
Okay,
You get
lay it on me.
a high
Lay
cup
it
of
on me.
tea, get that heat around your
Mint tea.
face, and then this is what you do, bro. This is the fix. I'm telling you. You go to Walmart or any like CVS, Walgreens, whatever you got. I know you got all of them, by the way. I know where you live. You go and you get those dentine strips. Get the ones with menthol, and you pop like 4 of them, and don't spit them out. Just let them do their little dance. That'll clean your sinuses right up, bro. Oh, what is
Tim,
it?
you recall?
Or peppermint oil. Like people are using
Oh
like
yeah.
peppermint oil tinctures to like up their percentage of breathing. Like you can pack your lungs with oxygen if you use peppermint oil. And
If
like
you use
every
peppermint oil, it'll wake you up. It'll clear your sinuses. Like a lot of people used to wear it like cologne. You like dab it on your wrist or whatever before you take a test, and you can just sniff your wrist to wake up because that peppermint oil kind of works like a really weak smelling salt.
yeah, I know
But
like swimmers are using it now, bodybuilders are using it now. Peppermint oil. You just get a little tincture of it, bow, pop it, it opens everything up. It literally forces every orifice that can breathe oxygen to breathe.
do you remember when Halls used to sell intense mint cough drops?
Yeah,
They
the ones that
stopped
would
selling them
cripple
when
you if you're not careful.
that were like kryptonite. Like you know the effect. Everybody's been wearing masks recently. Like whenever you breathe, you can like feel it and it gets up in your eyes and everything.
Yeah,
With those
hot
Halls ones,
breath.
yeah, even when when you don't have a mask on with those black Halls, it would still get in your eyes and in your nose and everything. And I was just, how much menthol did they put in this? It
Dude,
had to be not 200 proof menthol.
those things. You could power a vehicle with those things.
Yeah, and like my sinuses were never stopped up whenever they would keep them in stock.
There's
Maybe
no
in some third
chance.
world country they still sell them.
We're gonna have to do like a pepper run with John whenever you come back down. Not as to dox you or anything, but you don't live where I live. You live somewhere else than where I live.
It looks like you can still buy them on Amazon out of
Amazon?
Mexico. You can buy them
Hey.
straight out of Mexico on Amazon. Sweet. I'll buy me a couple bags of.
Yeah, as I said, do you think it was an FDA thing? Like the FDA was like, you have to stop almost killing old people in church.
I
Like
mean,
this isn't cool.
it did have to do with the amount of menthol that since that probably was enough to get people drunk. Can you imagine getting drunk off menthol? Wouldn't that be crazy?
That would be literally insane. But like, science is science. It does whatever it wants. We have to work around it. It
Well,
doesn't work around us.
so I mean, I'm sure that you're more aware than I am. There are certain alcohols that are made of menthol to give them a minty taste, right?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, the OL at the end actually does kind of say it's an alcohol. It's a type of thing. So, I mean, I feel like could get drunk off of it. I just don't know how much you'd have to take, and it would probably destroy your sinuses. I
Uh,
don't really want to do the math on that one.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm not a scientist, but I am gonna go out on a limb here. If you were to take a cup of pure menthol on the rocks
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
pound let's say a pint glass, you down a
Hmm.
pint glass of pure menthol on the rocks. You may not be drunk, but there is a certain form of inebriation going on. You're going to want to do one of 3 things: get a hot shower and hope it goes away. Pray to God it goes away. Thing number 2, try your best to go to sleep. Please go to sleep. Or thing number 3, and this is likely the majority here because it goes this way with alcohol, so I assume it go the same way with pure menthol. But you're gonna throw up, and it's gonna be cold. Now people people don't
It's
like
gonna be an
body
actual
temperature
little.
vomit. Imagine giving it some cold vomit. That's
Ice
gonna be
cold heat. Oh.
yeah. That's a new kind of bad time. Ew, that makes me
But
uncomfortable. I don't like to think about cold vomit.
so speaking of things affecting your body, you've cut up peppers before, right, Tim?
Of course.
So I cut up peppers pretty regularly. Have you ever touched your face or your arms or your anything you just get that heat off of whatever you've been cutting up.
Yes, sir. I've made the best and the worst of the mistakes.
What's the bet?
The best is in terms of comedy. So,
Okay, go ahead. Continue. Don't let me stop you.
okay. So this is after the Reaper video, right?
The Adam Rawls, Casey Walker
Reaper video. So we did the Carolina Reaper and a gallon of milk challenge.
They both failed. They're miserable failures. Worth noting.
Well, I mean, I'd do it. So after that video, I lost all sense of reason. We hadn't eaten that day. Like, we were not prepared to do that sort of damage to our bodies.
You are supposed to wear gloves, Chuck. I have gloves occasionally, but if it inconveniences me in any way, I will go ahead and bypass that one and live with the consequences of my actions.
So after that video, you know, I just drank a gallon of milk. And when you drink a gallon of milk, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, you throw up. That's how it goes. Your body has to get rid of all that. You have to throw it up. Well, here's the thing, right?
I've heard this story before. I've heard this story. I know what's going on.
It can go either way. In fact, sometimes it goes both ways. It's just got to get out of your body. Your body's going to do whatever it can to get it out. So it'll come out both ways. Well, here's the thing. I needed to urinate before going on a great post-burn adventure with my orifices. So I did that. Like you do. I was still in pain, therefore was not paying attention to the fact that I had just been barehanding the Reaper, which I was holding by the stem, but forgot to realize there were parts where, like, I was handling other people's peppers. I helped clean up the pepper that was left over. I took 2 bites of my pepper. If you were to ever watch the video, I take 2 bites, and on the second bite, I'm holding the meat of the pepper. And who am I to know that the hand I'm holding the pepper with is also the hand I hold myself with?
You hold your own pepper with.
Yeah, that's what I hold my own pepper with. And I found out a very difficult way that that's not cool. And I immediately hopped in the shower. Forgot about either orifice trying to evacuate milk. That went out the window. It didn't exist anymore. They called me Hot D Hopkins for a little bit there. And yeah, man.
Old HDH.
Yeah. It was not my most brilliant moment. It was not my shining moment for sure.
You don't think so?
No. I would say not. Also, that is not a place you ever want to burn.
Yeah, I've cut up Carolina Reapers several times. Cut up Dorset Nagas, and he's right. If you don't wear gloves, don't touch anything, especially not anything with lots of sensitive nerves on it.
Oh, did you handle your Naga after cutting up Nagas?
Well, not specifically. I did after handling Carolina Reaper time, and I've since adopted the method of the pull down one hand. You don't even don't touch anything.
So
you just kind of
imagine this, right?
have to be careful. No, I don't want to imagine your pepper in any way.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna bring up a scenario, right? I'm gonna build a nightmare. You're at a friend's house. You're doing a pepper video. You're doing the brand new pepper. It's twice as hot as the Carolina Reaper. It's got twice the amount of capsaicin. There's enough capsaicin in this pepper that if you were to squeeze it hard enough, some would pop out. So you're doing the video. It's all done, and you're in my situation, right? Your body is ready to evacuate these fluids, and it's coming out both sides. You don't get a choice. But before that sensation hits, you got it. No. You know what? We're going to skip that. We're not going to go with the pepper touching. We're going to go a different route. You're at your friend's house, right?
Okay, that's still the same.
Yeah. Well, we're changing the area here. So you're at that friend's house whose parents are like really cheap. And normally that's not a problem, you know. Your great value ketchup slaps just like Hertz ketchup. It's all ketchup. So
Did you say Hurt?
Hunt's, not Hertz. Hertz is a different
Oh,
sauce.
Hunt's. I thought you were gonna say Heinz. You know, Heinz the main brand, but Hunt's is okay, I guess.
So it's just ketchup. Get off my story. So
It's tomato. It's not even a spicy pepper. It's a sweet.
you're throwing up in reverse in terms of body. And I mean, you know, we're not going to get too much into it. That's gross. But after you throw up from the other half, there's a process, right? You got to clean that up. Unless you got a bidet, that's a manual job. And we have tools for that. It's called 2-ply Charms double duty paper.
I thought you said this was a family that.
Listen, that's the problem.
make the same brand.
That's the problem. You're
This is a
used
single ply.
You're used to the home bowl. You're used to that paper you can depend on. You're used to that paper that you've put your trust and your emotional stock into. So you know.
Is this a plug for Charmin toilet paper? Buy Charmin today.
And you know when you do this, you gotta wrap it twice. Boom, you got a perfect wiper right there. But
Is
this,
this why Ghost is here because she doesn't want you to hear about your butthole?
no, but I'm gonna keep going anyway. So, you know, you don't have your charms, or you don't recognize that your body hurts. You're just like, man, I gotta clean my hole. Like I gotta make this happen. So you go to wipe, like you do, right? Like we do. We're humans. You wipe.
And you've got breach of contact. Are we talking about breach of contact here?
The toilet paper commits treason of the highest order. It betrays you on a level no one should ever be betrayed. And you end up touching Hershey Road with Pepperfinger. Can you imagine the devastation to Ground Zero on both ends? Because now...
Well, that's what he's talking about, Joe. He's talking about the .2 ply at high school. That's what these people have.
Yeah, I'm talking about that paper that you can hold up in front of yourself and then a hole right through it. I'm talking about that stuff. And then you make contact.
You could literally read an entire book. You could watch an entire movie through the toilet paper, holding it up there. It'd be like wearing glasses.
For the sake of the conversation, for the sake of the context of the conversation, we could say, in this particular scenario, you just made contact with the Milky Way. And the Milky Way made contact back. So now you got a two-fronted battle. Because
I don't know why you would call it that.
Because you just drank
What's
a gallon of
milky
milk.
about it?
You drank a gallon of milk. That's what's trying to come out.
I didn't. It doesn't come out that way.
Yes,
That's not how the stomach works.
I've been saying it goes out the front and it goes out the back. That's how it's happened for me every time. It happened to Casey too. So you've made contact. You've breached the gates. Now you have a two-sided battle to fight here, right? I do believe. Okay, no, Mr. Beast is still here. I saw the count went down. I was like, that dude is gone. So now you have to deal with the betrayal of the paper.
Who's we're down to two people. That's me and Ja, right?
I think it's still trying to update because I'm showing 3. That doesn't matter. So you got to deal with this. You've just been betrayed on this level. You got you've got organic chocolate you got to deal with, and then whilst dealing with that, your anus is it's crying. It's crying for the first time in its life. Everything down there is crying. So no, here's why I built this thing. This is you. You're the boy.
Yeah. Okay, I was like, please do genuinely tell me something about it, because hey, you're making a weird scenario.
Yeah, no, you're the boy, right? You're the boy. You got Hershey hands and a fire bottom.
I thought I just had Hershey finger.
Yeah, like your fingertips. You got.
I don't wipe with like a whole open palm like a bear.
You scoop it. So you got Hershey tips.
Go to the bathroom wrong.
You pretty much, these are just Hershey kisses, and you got a burning butthole.
A 2-finger scoop?
No, stop. We're not talking about pooping methods. Either way, you got poop on your hand and your butthole's on fire. What are you doing? Well, how do you go about this? What's your maneuver here?
I go for I'm gonna wash off my hands in the sink first.
Ridiculous.
To get rid of Brown's number 1.
Ridiculous.
Then I'm gonna go in the kitchen and use Dawn dish soap, which takes oil off of things. I'm gonna wash my hands thoroughly to try to get some of that oil off. And you just have to live with the pain. Trust me, you just live with the pain.
You're too gentle, bud. So you're just gonna let your butthole burn? Like you're just gonna let it ride?
Tim,
I'm not sitting down for 3 hours.
why can you not sit down? A, B,
Your butthole
burn for
burns.
3 hours. It's gonna burn less if I sit down, more if I sit down. I literally just do whatever. You just deal with it. Be a man.
I'm telling you, man.
It puts hair on your ball sack. You not hear his grandpappy?
That sphincter would be so clenched up, a microorganism couldn't get in there, man. It would be on full scale lockdown.
All your water bears would be tight and kept inside.
So here's the thing, right? You and me are two different people. You're way too nice. Now this is a person that before this moment, John said, "What did you do, Tim?" Let me explain. Up until this moment,
This happened to you?
no, this never happened to
Is
me
this a real story?
because we would still be hearing about it to this day. Here's what I would do. Up until this moment, that this happened to me. Up until this moment where I made contact with myself in an unholy way, me and this person and me and this person's family were friends. We were friends. But they betrayed me and made me betray myself. And there's no forgiveness for that. So here's the conclusion. You don't handle your hands first. Here's why, Noah. Here's what I'm doing. I'm going to use one. My pants are already down because we're in that situation.
Okay.
I'm going to use one hand and take my shirt off. And then I'm going to kick my shoes and socks off. And I'm going to step out of my bottoms. I'm going to turn their shower on. I'm going to get in their shower. On the way to the shower, using my now unholy ground of hands, I'm touching everything in that room. I'm talking toothbrushes. I'm talking toilet handles. I'm talking light switches, faucets. I'm touching their bar of soap. I'm opening their shampoo. I'm dipping my fingers in it. They are going to pay and feel my wrath for this sin. And then I'm going to use their shower and clean myself like a human.
I don't understand why you would do this, but okay.
Vengeance. Warm brown vengeance.
Well, see, I would just been under the assumption that I don't know how to wipe if I were to do that, because that's literally. Has that ever happened to you, Tim? Have you ever breached the hole?
No, but I've heard that it happens and it makes me very uncomfortable. As you can tell, I'm very passionate about it.
I mean, I assume that you could. I just don't get why. Why would you do something? Like, just make sure you got plenty of layers. Layer up like you're going out on a winter's day. You know what I'm saying? Like I use a whole textbook every time I wipe. I'm not touching down there. Have you seen down there?
I mean, you'd be surprised what drunk dudes talk about. I've heard plenty of drunk, like it's become a full-fledged conversation. Y'all ever touch your own butthole? Yeah, man, that's, of course. Like, it's a popular.
Consider. I've also heard of drunk people zipping their business in their pants. How do you get caught on your own zipper? That's crazy. Literally, I could live for 100 years and never. Cause how?
Don't you ever condescend to me.
Have you done that?
Of course I have.
Is that possible? I don't know how that's even possible.
I've done
You don't
it.
know where you're just.
I've done it 3 times.
Were you not wearing underwear? Like, first step.
One time. One of the times I wasn't wearing undies. I was not.
Step, stow your package. First step. Or what's the first step, Tim?
Zip.
You stow the package. Then, after you stow the package, then you secure the surroundings. You make sure your shirt is where it should be. You make sure that you've got everything else ready. Then you button the pants. So there's already 2 steps between getting the package out of play. How does this happen? This happens to people, and I don't understand it.
It's happened to me thrice.
But how? I feasibly don't understand it. Was I just not raised the correct way? Well, do I close my pants incorrectly so that I don't get caught?
I feel like you're a little too safe with your bits. That's probably the problem.
I like to keep my bits on the wild side.
Yeah, I'm not safe with my bits at all. John, have you ever zipped your bits? I've done it thrice. Once was in Tennessee.
Why would you do it in Tennessee? What was special about Tennessee?
Listen, yeah, I live fast and I live loose. Let me tell you this.
Clearly, it's low.
I'm not gonna.
Clearly, you're zipping fast.
I'm not gonna tell you all 3 times because one of those times makes me look like a heathen. One of those times is just me being not 21 and not legal. But the second time is the Tennessee time. I'll tell you about the Tennessee time.
But Tim,
What?
I need a clarifying question before you start your story. I have a clarifying question.
Yes.
Have you ever drawn blood?
Yes. The Tennessee time.
I don't understand how. It doesn't make any sense to me.
See, the first time I did, and then the first time I did a little bit. It's like no different than when you shave. The second time I got myself.
Like, it's like if somebody just walked up and said, I drink a bottle of ketchup every day. Why? I don't understand how or why you'd be put in a scenario where that's a possibility.
Now the second time I blended my body with my genes, like they became one entity. So that's the time I'm going to tell you about. I'm in Pigeon Forge Mountains, near the top of a mountain in a cabin. It's nightfall. Me and my cousins are outside. We're hunting black bears. It's dumb, but we did. The adults.
Like you didn't hunt, but okay.
The adults are on the second floor of the cabin, getting drunk in a hot tub. We have no parental guidance. So while we're outside looking for bears, me as like a 14-year-old, I gotta pee. So on the snowy Cath Mountain, beautiful, the moon above me. Nature is still and quiet. There's a slight breeze, just a slight one.
Did you feel it across your bits?
No, my cousins start going, "Have you found one yet?" I say, "No, but I gotta pee. I'll be back." And I walk out to the tree line, and I was like, I don't know if you've ever done this. As a kid, I would look for really cool places to pee. So I was like, where do I want this pee to go? So I'm looking for an aesthetic place to place this urine. So I go over to the edge of this mountain that we're at, and I find the most aesthetic place to pee off of. It's a rock that leads to a stream. I'm like, I'm going to pee off this rock. It's going to go into the stream. And then if anybody's drinking from the stream down below, they're going to drink my pee. That's funny. Let's do this.
The old Roman prison gag.
Exactly. So I'm peeing. It's cold. And, well, let's be accurate here so that it doesn't just seem like I'm stupid. It's frigid. I was as cocky about temperature then as I am now, which means I'm in, like, shorts. And I have a short sleeve shirt and a very thin fabric hoodie.
Damn, don't tell me. So you didn't zip up in jeans. You zipped up in shorts?
Cargo
That's
shorts,
worse.
baby.
You know that's infinitely worse, right?
So I unzip.
You have so much more maneuverability. They're not constrained past your knees.
Listen.
You can move them in any direction you want.
I didn't think about that. I just thought about it. So I zip down.
Zip.
I pull the zipper down on the cargo jeans. And I don't know if you know a lot about cargo jeans, especially if you're an alternative kid, but the zippers are huge.
Every day for like 10 years.
Well, so you know what I'm talking about. The zippers are huge. Like, there's a lot of zipper space. There's a lot of capital. So I zip down this 3-mile long zipper. And then shortly after, I hear the river, and I'm like, oh, that's my enthusiasm. That's my muse. So what do you...
didn't even look up. Zipped up. No
well,
check.
I haven't even started peeing yet. I was just zipping my pants down. And then I dismount, right? I dismount, and then I begin to urinate. It was a good one. It was a good one. You could see the smoke rising against all the cold surfaces that this urine was touching. It was beautiful. It's beautiful. But here's the thing. When your genitals are exposed to air and it's like 4 degrees outside, what you want to do faster than anything else is get your genitals not exposed to air anymore. So
clearly in your case, yes.
Yes. So there's a lot of things going on at once. My genitals are frozen. I'm trying to enjoy this view, and then out of nowhere, my smallest cousin throws a snowball at me. Bow! Hits me in the shoulder. So I'm panicking.
Like,
No. But remember the context. We're here looking for black bears, and I'm like 14. So in my head, I'm dead. I just got assaulted by a black bear. So what do? I'm not going to fight a bear with my genitals out. I refuse.
Don't tell me that because someone hit you with a snowball, that caused you to zip up your member.
Bro, I zipped up so fast, and I regretted it even faster.
And then you turned around, your little cousin was like, "What happened, Timmy?" And there's just blood.
Dude, I got myself good, bro. Like, this was not me nicking myself. I thought I would need to tell somebody. I refused to. Because I got myself good.
That's why, to this day, you're Lance Armstrong in it.
Yeah.
Zipped a whole member off.
One of them's missing 15%, but he still goes for the gusto. And that's the time I zipped my junk. I'm glad we got to talk about that. I'm glad that's live.
I see, Ja is right where I was at. If it's a bear, I'm gonna fight with my fellas out. I'm not gonna take 10 seconds to adjust myself. I'm like, oh, there's a bear. I'm getting out of here.
I'm not fighting with my peen out, man. I'm not giving him an easy target. The peen's going back.
You think that's the first? He's like, huh?
Are those nards? They're mine now. Ha ha.
It's that instant bear fight.
I'm a black bear. We're not even aggressive by nature. This was dumb to think.
Unless I see a fella's member just lying around.
Unless there's a peen. If there's a peen, I'm going for it. It's an intimidation
mauled
thing.
by a bear or nothing.
I should have just turned around and shook it around at him. I should have used it as an intimidation ploy. Ah! Don't yell.
You're supposed to make yourself look bigger than them, Tim.
I'm not doing that. My cousins are out there.
Turn around.
We don't get down like that.
Squaring off with the bear, and all your cousins like, what is he doing? Why is he showing the bear his dick?
Why is it straight up? I don't think that's what they mean when they say make yourself bigger, bud. Like, you got it wrong.
You're gonna be bigger than a bear?
Why are his testicles bleeding profusely?
There's blood everywhere. Did it get him?
I did feel very prompted to dip my junk in the snow, though.
Well, so here's another thing I don't understand. What happens after your sack gets caught in the zipper? I mean, what do you do at that point?
Here's what you do. I went back into the cabin. I slowly, shamefully walked back into the cabin. Junk ablaze. I find the first aid kit that my aunt always has because she's worried at any given point, anyone under the age of 18 is just going to drop dead.
It's going to stick their penum in a guillotine of zippers.
Dude, so I grabbed her Neosporin. And I grabbed one of her Band-Aids. And I just went to the bathroom and I like rinsed myself off. And I was like, let's assess the damage. As soon as I saw the damage, I wish I hadn't seen it.
There.
I wish I had. No, there was something there. So I like grabbed like half a fistful of Neosporin, right? I was like, I need to make this stop. So I just take a ridiculous amount of Neosporin and I just slap the Neosporin on there. Yeah. And it stops it. It is like a clog. But here's the issue now. Now I'm all lubed up and I can't get the Band-Aid on because it's too slickwood down there. So here's what I do. I literally, everyone's just like going to bed or still outside or having fun. I'm not doing either of those things. So I'm in an open cabin. Without putting my shorts back on, I'm still in my boxers, but I like open-legged hobble back to the first aid kit. I grab some of that first aid cotton and the tape, the medical tape, and I just wrap my sack in medical cotton and then just tape it off.
Can you say gauze for me? Say gauze for me.
Gauze.
Okay.
Also, I was 14. I didn't think about peroxide. Also, you're incredibly right. This episode is definitely for the boys. In fact, I'm gonna title this episode on YouTube, "This One's for the Boys," because I don't, I anticipate my relationship I'm in lasting until I die. But if it doesn't, I don't want to get back into the game and be like, oh, he's the dude with the broken sack. I know that story. So I need to put a
disclaimer. Tim, tell me it left you a warrior scar.
No, surprisingly, the testicle skin is incredibly resilient. It's so resilient.
Ziploc bag. I mean,
it's quite impressive.
I don't think I can tell you any stories about me doing anything like that, because you're right, Tim. I take special care of my special region because I don't want it to have blood pouring out of it at any point ever.
My no square is more of a square. Like, I'll do whatever. I don't care. Zip it up, put it in ice, throw it at the wall. I don't care.
No, see, I don't see why there'd be a problem with the ice thing. Now, throwing it against the wall, I can think of a few issues there. And obviously, I would never, ever put it in a zipper. That makes
John
no sense.
Do you remember a scenario with which there was a face drawn on a peen? Do you remember something like that? Because if you do,
One time,
for the sake of legality, I need to know. That's illegal. You're going to jail. I'm calling the cops. He's right, though. I don't know. I don't remember anything about that story, but I remember drawing a smiley face. See, I just don't care about it. It's just a memory to me. You still have that photo? I'll call the cops. I swear to God.
There's a photo. Tim, what happened?
I'm pretty sure.
No, I don't want to know.
Well, we gotta talk about it now. We'll round out the episode on this. I don't remember the context, but I. Oh yeah, that's right. I think I was not completely sober. I was too drunk on fun, and I drew a face, on my peen.
Yeah.
And
on
I remember.
Your own?
Huh?
On your own. Wait, let's get all the details straight. This happened to you.
Yeah, I took a Sharpie and drew a smiley face on my peen, my own peen, with a Sharpie.
And this was to be funny or creepy?
Funny, strictly to be funny, because I did send it out in a mass text message.
To whom?
Everyone that I could.
Parents, grandparents,
Mom. Look what
pastors.
you made. It was Mr. Happy. That's right. This was Mr. Happy. That's right. My girlfriend at the time was not amused.
She didn't find it very happy.
She didn't think it was funny. She's like, "How are you gonna clean that off?" And I was like, "Sheer determination." What?
Did you tell her it was funny?
She wouldn't have got it even if I told her.
I should have told her that it was funny. I feel like that would have worked.
She wouldn't have got it. But yeah, man. Did you never like drawn a face on yourself or like had fun at all?
Well, now, you have to consider it this way, Tim. If I were to have fun in public, why would it involve my personal things? But private things aren't for public events. Did you consider that?
Clearly not. Very clearly not.
Obviously no.
My genitals are your genitals. Pain for the world. John's with me.
Me sack as Sue sack. John shared. How do you know John? Did John say that he shared? What? How do you know that John's with?
Because by proxy we agree with each other. It's a legal thing.
He has a legal obligation to. So
It's also why he
we've
doesn't
done.
drink.
Like you said, we were going to talk about peppers for an hour. We maintained the Korean pepper, so I guess that works.
We pulled it off, baby. And now I got to
It
go back
still
to
is
work thinking about all the weird stuff I've done with my Johnson.
So another weird story, since you gave a weird story, was I went and I had stew with a friend of mine
Cold
because
start.
that's what you do with your friends. You go get stew. Well, it was just a lunch. It was a lunch thing. I went and had lunch with a friend. Isn't that just exciting? Anyways, so
Riveting.
we were eating. Yeah, we were eating, and I was like, "Hey man, if you see the waitress, whatever, can you ask her to get some more peppers?" And he was like, "How do you say that in Tushu?" He was like, "No, that means penis." I was like, "What?" He's like, "That's what they say for like a little boy's penis." What are you talking about, man? And he's like, "That's what they call it." And I was like, "I'll put in Google Translate right now." Pepper. And he's like, "Oh, well, I guess it might be the same word." And I was like, "And you only know it by that? That's the only word you know it as?"
And that's when Noah Googled little boy's penis in Korean.
It's like, so how do you do this? Anyways, uh, so long story short, I got my additional peppers for my stew. Uh, Short story long, I found out about little boy penis along the way.
Hey, it's a journey for everybody. The cops are coming. We got to get out of here, folks.
Yeah, I was like, it still just bothers me. Why is that a specific word? Like,
Little boy penis?
well, yeah, it's like we don't say like eggplant. I mean, we use the emoji or whatever for it or whatever, right? But we don't have like a for it, and we also don't have one for like specifically for a little boy. Like, it's just so perplexing.
Keep.
And I mean, I don't even want to say that genuinely that Korean people use it specifically for little boys, but that's what he said it was used for. And I was just like, I, I don't know what to do with that information.
I just don't know why it's called a pepper.
But because, what do you mean you don't know why it's called a pepper?
Why is it called a pepper?
Why do we call it a banana? It's anything that's just oblong.
That's true. If it's phallic, it's penis.
Yeah, I mean it's literally big gems. They're peppers that basically do looks very similar.
Big
The
James.
hot dog. Now,
The hot
John,
dog.
just so you know, a hot dog is actually a corn dog in Korea, and that also bothers me. Not as much as the other thing. The other thing bothers me, nightmares in my sleep. But yeah,
Cucumber.
that bothers me also. A pickle. Pickle.
That's after it's been brined
So,
in vinegar.
as they all have. So,
Zucchini.
I don't think it's not worth bringing up. I'm not going to bring it up. That'd be a weird thing. It'd just be a weird thing. You could go on for the boys. John, how many could you list for the boys? I mean, the boys are at stake.
There's plenty of
You know,
penises, Noah. Don't challenge him.
but I mean, what would be the challenge? Like 100? Like 1,000? 6 million?
6 million penises.
Here you go.
I wish we could, I wish we could have another hour worth of episode for the boys. If I didn't have to go to work, we would. We need to go ahead and schedule our 2-hour session for this month. What are we going to talk about?
We're gonna talk about the ingredients that go on tacos. Doesn't that sound riveting?
No.
Oh, never mind then.
Apologies.
Scratch that whole thing then.
John, what are we talking about for 2 hours at the end of this month?
At the end of the
Penises.
month, the apocalypse, huh? Candy canes. The bands we grew up with.
Oh, no. You and me have stark contrast.
You think so?
Yeah.
Let's give a little hint of what the differences might be. I'll name the number one Christian band I listen to. You name the number one Christian band you listen to.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry, I did it backwards. You name yours first, and I'll go with mine.
Oh, Sleeper.
See, I was told those are demonic. Anyways, I would listen to the Newsboys, of course, straight out of New Zealand.
Under Oath.
Wait, so we're specifically only naming Christian rock bands?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Mister. They're an 80s synth band. That was Christian.
Flyleaf is a
Corn
good
Dog.
one.
If you say corn, I don't know what I want to do. Do you count Flyleaf after what happened at Winter Extreme 2008?
What are you talking about?
You don't remember Flyleaf getting kicked out of like a big Christian concert event called Winter Extreme in like 2008 because
No.
they played one of their songs that wasn't specifically Christian.
No way. I like
And Skillet had to cover for that. Skillet had to do 2 extra songs to cover the time slot.
good lord. Striker.
So
Well, we've covered peppers, penises, and Christian music. That's good enough for me.
a classic day.
Next week we could sort out the 2-hour episode, and then next week is when we'll do what we were supposed to do this week. Talk about mythological creatures, mythological stories, and lore that has been transformed by the media to become more marketable. I'm probably going to talk about a bunch of Disney transformations and the Brothers Grimm transformations. And
talk about just how much I love Chinese mythology. I've told you how much I love Chinese mythology, right?
oh yeah. So I'm excited for that. John, I hope you're excited for that. Not a Mr. Beast contest. I hope you're excited for that. Come back next Monday at 8 o'clock and see us. I'm trying to get the show on track at a steady time. I want to go on 8 p.m. every Monday.
That's what time we usually go on it. Has there been a change? Have we been off?
No. We just jump.
Okay.
But I guess.
It bothers me that
Oh.
it just bothers me that there's no narrative in a Chinese fairy tale. Just read one. We'll talk about it next week, but just over the time you've had, just pick up a Chinese fairy tale. Compare it to a European one where they're like literally kids, you'll die. You walk out in the forest tonight, you'll die. The Chinese people are like, oh, there was some spirit or whatever.
Just
whatever.
chilling. Just cruising.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, that was the end of the story. Okay. I thought that was just the opening statement, but all right.
That sounds good to me, man. But until next Monday, I've been Tim Hopkins. What?
You've been spoiled for choice, and then you immediately went right over it.
Yeah, you've been spoiled for choice. I'm glad you enjoyed. I'm Tim Hopkins. This.
I didn't realize you have to do the closing statement. Wait, are we side by side? I thought we were like, yeah. Oh, you said your hand does line up. I have to kind of get the low hanging fruit. Is it right here?
Yeah, that's your head for me.
I feel like it's not.
You're going the wrong way, bud.
Yeah, see, I knew it because it's from the camera. It's mirrored.
Yeah.
We're both pointing the same direction. Yeah, so wait. Hold on. Hold. Am I touching your finger yet?
No, dude, you're so far away from my finger.
I'm trying to get I'm far away from the edge there. Are we there? Touching now?
Bring it down.
Why can't you bring it up? What's wrong with you?
I'm on the rim of mine. Bring your finger out a little bit. I'm Tim Hopkins.
I feel like my hand's all the way off the screen. He's Tim Hopkins.
And he is Noah Ulmer. And you
I'm
getting out of here. You've been spoiled for choice.
Have fun. Bye. I'll miss you.